I'm going to be discussing gender inequality and poverty, and just replying to Irene's post. She had talked about some of the reasons that women are in poverty, and I agree with a lot of them. It's proven that, women end up in poverty. They're a lot more likely because they're typically the ones with the children, and they're typically raising them alone. Not all situations, but a lot of situations now, and lower income, lower paying jobs, less benefits, and then just different government benefits. If a woman is working, it's sometimes hard to get a decent amount of government benefits. So the first question that you had asked about, what is the reason that women are the ones out of the two genders that are typically higher in the poverty rate? And I think that just based on discussions and the video that was how to lift women out of poverty, with the two people on the news going back and forth about different social policies, and just how those social policies, the ones that are currently in place, are still in place based on the ideal of the woman stays at home with the children and the man goes to work and is the breadwinner. And I don't think that's changed very much. There are still, it's interesting to think about, the majority of my friends have gone into college and gotten degrees in nursing and teaching, family development. I had maybe one or two classes with guys, and I think that's great. Obviously, like, I love my degree, and I'm sure that a lot of people choose into the degrees that they're well suited to. At least I hope so. But then a lot of men choose into the engineering field, accounting, business, anything more technical with math and science. And so I think that from a really young age, we're told, or we're brought up to believe that men are better at those things, and so women are, as girls get older and they turn into women and they are choosing what to do with their lives, even if they have a lot of support from their family, a lot of women are choosing into jobs like social work and that kind of thing that's a little bit lower income. So I think that plays into it a lot. It's not always at a certain age forced upon us to earn a lower income. Like my job, I wanted to do even though I knew it had a lower income. Whereas my husband was thinking about, I have to find a job that I'm going to be able to provide for my family. And yeah, a big part of me is for that as well. But I think it's just a mindset that a lot of women have, and I don't know if that's a bad thing, but I think it's a contribution to why a lot of women are in poverty. So that's just for women that end up going to college and having a career. But then when it comes to women that maybe have kids out of high school or in high school, and then or just don't go to college, and then they're working way lower paying jobs, just minimum wage. I mean, minimum wage of $8-10 an hour. It's absurd. And so women are getting paid that low amount, and they're working retail and grocery stores and whatever it may be. But not a lot of them end up going into factory jobs because, a lot of factory jobs, they just assume that men are going to be better at it. And so it's just interesting how the whole gender stereotypes of what men and women are good at plays into this. And then also just family medical leave. I find that really interesting how the family medical leave women do get, typically, like a maternity leave. Men do not get maternity leave. I think that's completely unfair. Or paternity leave. I think that's completely unfair because why shouldn't men be able to take some time off to bond with their child? I think it's really horrible that the U.S. does not have any kind of paid, like 100% assured paid family medical leave. There's the FMLA Act, but it's not. It does not ensure that anyone's going to get paid when they stop working. So there's a lot of different issues regarding the differences between men and women with poverty. But I think the biggest thing that can be done to solve this is that social structure, social policies need to change. They need to reflect what today looks like, that only 20% of women are staying at home with children while their husband works, and so it's very rare. It's the minority now, and so if a woman has kids and they're working, and especially if they're a single mom and they're working and they can't get someone to watch their sick kid, then they have to take off of work, and then maybe their kid's sick for a while, it has to go to the hospital, and then they lose their job, and it's just it's cyclical, and we just have to be a country that supports moms, not one that tears them down for doing a good job of parenting. So I think that needs to definitely change. And for women that don't have children, I think all kinds of things that, I mean, it's just the wage difference, and back to the differences of jobs and everything. So just encouraging women and encouraging them to be women that are willing to step out of the comfort zone and seek out something that they might not normally think they would be good at, learn new things, and yeah, I think there is definitely a way to solve this problem. It just has to be done with the support of the government and other social agencies, and so hopefully things can change. And I've seen a lot of change even over the past couple years, so hopefully that continues on the upward shift.